Tell me a little bit about your early life, where you're coming from and everything.
Early life, how it all started, man.
Because you didn't get into the game until later into your life, yeah, which is quite interesting.
You know what, man? I'm glad you asked me that. Look, I was a fan of from a young age, man, like 7 years old, discovered my father's stash under the bed kind of thing, My sister went to the left, my brother went to the right. I went underneath the bed, pulled out the shoebox, and Pops was into some devious shit, straight up. And at that age, I didn't know how to process it, but I knew I liked it, So it was in me from an early age, and it was one of those things where I said, and I think most guys say that when they see porn. At some point or another, they go, I could do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
If the circumstances were right, and that was my thing. I was like, back then I was like, if only I had my shot, I could maybe put a mask on and, stay anonymous and work it out.
And you're talking when you're very young. You were thinking this.
My mind was there. I was there, bro.
But you also had no clue that you were well endowed. I'm assuming even as a young kid, you were well endowed.
At that time, I thought everybody was packing what I had.
Okay.
Straight up.
Right.
It was just average thing. But it wasn't until later on, man, because, my early days, New York, that's where I was born and raised. I was just on some, watching pro wrestling, reading comics, Getting pussy really wasn't the priority, even though I was there. I liked it.
You're in New York City?
Yeah, I was in the Bronx, born in the Bronx.
Wow, okay.
Moved out to Long Island for a little bit. Then I went down to Florida when I was about maybe 17. And I was in Florida up until 4 years ago when I moved out here.
Okay.
But the porn thing, it was something that was always there. It was always, if I only had my shot, man, I could do this. And it just didn't seem like I was ever going to get that shot. So I would say around 2009, working, regular job, just barely keeping my head above water.
But so are you having sexual experiences where the girls are, because I've known guys who had penises that were probably like half the size of yours,
right,
who basically were almost getting turned down by women at times in their life because it was so intimidating for them. So I'm assuming it didn't take long for you to figure out, like, this is out of the ordinary.
Well, the girls, see, now, first of all, when I was that age, man, again, the pussy not being the priority, so I would get mine here and there, and whenever I did, it was never really a big, huge issue, no pun intended, but you know what I mean? It was just, damn, this guy got a big dick, he's packing.
Right.
And we just keep it moving. It wasn't until I started in porn, and I used to be involved in the lifestyle a lot. I don't know how familiar you are with that.
I know that, and I thought that was hilarious when I was watching you on TT Boys podcast,
right,
and you were talking about how you were just going out and just like getting flown out or flying yourself out just to sleep with some random couples and shit like that. And like, he's assuming you're getting paid. You're like,
right,
I had not thought of that yet.
You're right. Mine wasn't even going down that street at the time, man. It was all about busting nuts, having fun, that whole experience, man. And I went through years of doing that. So it, the whole lifestyle and porn thing, it all came together at one time. And that's when the whole thing about, damn, you got a big dick. Because when I first got into porn, it all revolved around this contest they were having. They were trying to find this new character who had to be well endowed, really good personality. And I'm sitting at my desk job, and I was like, yo, you know what? This is the shot right here. I've been thinking about all my life. You know what I mean? And so the guy says, man, if you think you're that guy, send us in a piece of your junk, and we'll get back to you if you think you're the guy, kind of thing. So I remember I went in the bathroom, got my shit ready, took a few pictures, called me the next day. He said, yo, you're the dude. I said, I tell this story, people crack up. We've been looking at dicks all day, man. You are the guy. we got to get you out here. So that's where it started, bro. But even at that time, I thought I was ready, and I wasn't. You know what I mean? Because again, what you see on the screen, you see the end result, and it's like, damn, man, oh shit, look at those tits, look at that ass. I'd get all in that. But then when you go through it and you realize the work that's involved and all the things, the lights and other people, and that shit fucked me up the first time,
Really?
Yeah, I was like, this ain't for me.
Right.
So I was out. And I was done. And it's funny because I was like 2009. So I was gone 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14. 2015 is when I went back in.
Right.
Reluctantly. You know, it was a girl I was talking to in Miami, and she was like, you got to do this again.
Did you ever like run trains with your homies when you were younger or anything like that?
Nah, but in the lifestyle, because those years when I wasn't in porn, that's when I was getting loose, you know?
Okay.
So I was doing like the trains. Never done it on set. And some people think I'm against it on a pro level because I've never done it. But I'm just like, I'm not feeling it, you know?
Well, I mean, also, it's kind of like, you know, if you're a rapper and you're on a song with 8 other dudes.
Right.
How special do you really seem?
Right.
Lot, like the greatest rappers really curate where they are seen.
Right. Totally. Totally. So I always felt like, and the way I was always promoted in porn, I was this one man kind of, you know, thing to see. You know what I mean? So.
Right. No, yeah, definitely. Why sell yourself that way if you don't have to?
All right, people, we just hit 300,000 subscribers. You know we're trying to hit 400,000 subscribers. So that little red button, tap it, tap in. We appreciate y'all.